The core of the planet has solidified, causing the crust to crack. Now we must race to salvage the scant remains of the Earth's resources from the surface and build anew, as the Earth crumbles. Hey everyone, my name's Damien from Slinky Gibbon Games, and I'm here to give you a bit of a run through of As the Earth Crumbles. As the Earth Crumbles is a post-apocalyptic steampunk tile-taking engine builder. Each turn, players must salvage ruins from the Earth's surface, gaining resources that can be used to build their own independent island cities. Okay, so I've got everything out in front of me. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of coins here. We've got some 1 values and some 5 values. We've also got a whole heap of little meeples, and these actually count as culture in the game, so they're being used as a resource. And we also have some of these crystals, which represent prosperity. So during the game, you'll actually be accumulating coins, but you also want to make sure that the people who are taking salvation on your island cities also have culture and prosperity. We've also got the player boards over here, and also a whole heap of the tiles that you essentially use to build your island cities, so taking them from the surface. There are 2 different types of tiles. You have the basic tiles and the advanced tiles. So to set up the game, you'll need to separate the tiles into advanced and basic tiles. You'll then take the advanced tiles and make a 4x5 grid, leaving a little bit of gap in between. On top of that, you will then make a grid of 3x4 tiles. This will finish up the last of the advanced tiles, so then you move on to laying down a 3x2 grid of the basic tiles, followed by a 1x2 grid, finishing up with a nice pyramid. Next thing you'll want to do is pass a player mat to each player and make sure that all the resources are in a nice, easy place to get. You will notice that players don't actually start with any money. Instead, they will generate income throughout the game. There are 3 steps to each of a player's turns. The first is salvage, the second is generate income, and the third is to build. In the salvage step, you take any uncovered tile from the table and place it next to your player mat. The income step is actually determined by what tile was just taken. So in this case, we have a pink tile, which means that all players will generate income from their pink lanes. Now note that this is all players, not just the player whose turn it is. At this stage, neither player has anything built, so they're just going to be generating income from this coin here that is already on their player mat. So we'll take a coin and give it to each player. Then we get to the build step. The player whose turn it is may choose any tile that they have next to their player mat and pay the build costs listed at the bottom of the tile. They can then choose to put this anywhere on their player mat. In this case, I might put it down here. And that will then be able to generate income for them throughout the game. This then completes the player's turn, and it moves clockwise to the next player. Some tiles work a little bit differently to others. This one, for example, has a large purple arrow on it, symbolizing that you actually gain what is shown on the card as soon as you pick it up, rather than as income that you will generate from your player mat. So if I were to grab this tile, it actually shows an extra 3 coins, which I would be able to grab immediately. This tile, however, does not actually do anything during the income step if you build it on your mat. The last sort of tile that you will come across are gas pockets. Now these aren't actually picked up by players. Instead, they will activate as soon as they are revealed. So if a player picks up the last tile covering a gas pocket during their salvage phase, the gas pocket will potentially explode. To see what happens, that player will pick up the gas pocket and flip it like a coin. If it lands on the cog side, nothing happens and it is discarded. If it lands on the explosion, however, every player must discard a tile from their board if they have any. Play will continue clockwise until all the tiles have been taken. Players will then count up the amount of victory points based on the number of coins, culture, and prosperity that they have gained, and determine a winner. So I hope that gives you a bit of an idea on how the game works. If you like the sort of idea that we've got around here, it'd be great to get your vote. And yeah, thank you for watching.